Mesha with the Golden Nugget of the Day to help you along your way. Let's continue to talk about the whole armor of God. We talked last week about how the enemy would love for us to believe that he is not real, but don't believe the hype. He hates us. As a matter of fact, that the Bible says that we have enmity one toward another. That means we have a mutual hatred. He hates us and we hate him. But the Bible gives us instructions on how to stand against his tactics. Listen, go with me to Ephesians and chapter 6. We started at verse 10 where it tells us how to be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Then we went on to verse 11 where it tells us to put on the whole armor of God to be able to stand against his tricks, his tactics, his schemes. But also, in order to prepare, we need to know who it is we're fighting against. That's how we know which weapons to take to battle to be successful. As a military soldier, I would take into battle my A16 machine gun with a loaded magazine and some extra ammo in my pockets. I'd take my Kevlar, which is my bulletproof headgear. I'd probably take a bulletproof vest and some good strong running boots and a few hand grenades so that I could blow some stuff up. But we have to know what to take into war. Listen, if you were going into a gunfight, you wouldn't take a sword, you'd lose. If you were going into a sword fight, you wouldn't take a slingshot and a stone, you'd lose, unless your name is David. If you were going, it'd be a little bit more practical. If you were going into a water gun fight, you wouldn't take matches, you would lose. We are going into this thing to be victorious. We're not going in to lose. So we have to know who we're fighting against and what we need to take. So go with me to Ephesians 6 and verse 12 today. We'll read in the King James Version. I love it. It's like lyrics of a song or poetry to me. Verse 12 reads, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood." That's why we can't take grenades and handguns or machine guns. They only work against flesh and blood. Well, who are we wrestling against? Against principalities, in the Greek arche, which means first, or rulers, or those who are first in command. Against powers, or in the Greek exousia, which means authoritative powers. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world. In the Greek, cosmos krator is one word, but if you break it down, cosmos means world. Kratos means to hold or to hold the world, rulers of this world, rulers of the sinfulness of this world. Against spiritual wickedness in high places. In the Greek, pneumatikos. In high places, heavenly places. Apparently there are ranks to his military, to his structure, and he can send out those demons from the heavenly places to take care of his business on the earth. But it doesn't matter how many names Paul gives him in these scriptures, it all boils down to one specific being, and that's Satan. He is responsible for all of the wickedness in the world. And listen, he's not just sending out his newest soldiers, those who are not skilled, or those who don't know how to battle. He's sending his best, his top of the line soldiers out to fight against us. So what does that mean about us? We need to be top of the line soldiers as well and know who we're fighting against and what to use to fight, because God expects us to contend. He expects us to battle, and he expects us to win. Why? Because he has given us everything we need to be victorious in battle. The whole armor that he's given us makes us victorious, and we will continue to talk about it next week. I love y'all. Let's continue this thing next week.